If you're not, then it just shows you that you need some more time management skills. Because I promise you, if you really use your time management right, you'll be able to get through this. Sometimes you got to, break away from the idea that you're going to sit down and you're going to do it for 30 minutes or 60 minutes or 90 minutes. And you got to say, well, you know what? I can do a 15-minute block now, and really, make a calendar of your life, make a calendar of your day. Always, if you do that, you're going to make sure that you're writing God into your calendar every day, and spending time with Him every day. You're writing also the essential things that you know that you need to do, the reading of the Word. And really, I want you to take Hebrew right now, and I want you to put it in that category. Not exclusively, but some of you may need to because of your time schedule. Ultimately, you're going to start reading the Old Testament in Hebrew, and it is going to take you into a whole other world of insight, and that's where I want to be able to take you. And people say, do I have to read Hebrew to go in that realm, that whole other world of insight? Well, no, you can have a teacher who will help you if that's the way you want it. But hopefully you're willing to come along here and get this. And the good news is that all of these YouTubes are available for you whenever. You can come back to them. But don't let that be, for some of you who've had a spirit of procrastination, and that doesn't belong to the heavenly realm. You've had a spirit of procrastination. Don't you even allow that to somehow, give you a reason to say, well, tomorrow, we'll do it tomorrow, or we'll do it later. No, it's today. Today's the day. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to deal with a particular type of noun called sigilate nouns. And you've heard me kind of bounce around sigilate nouns in the past before. It's far more organized here. And I hope all of you are appreciating Mansour's organization, to where that I'm not just reaching out for these concepts that I'm trying to remember from a long ago and then bring them into the context of what I'm teaching you, but you actually have them more organized for you. And I think it presented in a very good manner and in a good timing to learn them. And I'm going to say this. There's a couple of things I would do different with Hebrew 101 and 102. The few things that I would never do different is I would never take away the emphasis on writing the Hebrew alphabet out 20 times a day until you got it, and then learning the song of Psalms 136. Look, you went through so much to learn Psalms 136. Why would you not continue to sing it? It then gives you the ability, by and large, to remember how to pronounce all those vowels, and then, of course, really the discipline of doing the transliteration. If you will just consistently do the transliteration. I didn't actually have it in the slide on the last lecture, but you would notice in Mansour in chapter 9 that in your reading exercise from the Bible, he had the transliteration. And remember, I told you, you don't necessarily need to use Mansour's transliteration. Use the one that I gave you. The most important thing is to just know that how to pronounce the word. The transliteration that Mansour gives you allows you to not only go from Hebrew to the English characters, but back accurately from the English characters back to Hebrew. I didn't teach you that way, okay? I just taught you the transliteration that allows you to go from Hebrew to being able to understand it, or rather pronounce it in English, okay? So my transliteration, once again, is all about you being able to pronounce the Hebrew word correctly, not an academic skill that allows you to go from Hebrew to the English transliteration and from the English transliteration back to an accurate Hebrew. So that's the difference right there. Hopefully you understand that. So the sigilate nouns, what I want to do for you real quickly is to pronounce them for you and then help you understand the plural form. So we're moving on a plural form, and it's somewhat, once again, logical progression from the plural forms that we showed you in the last lecture. One of the things that I want you to learn here is just how consistent the plural forms are with these sigilate nouns. And look how consistent that is. The only thing that you're going to see different is that sometimes you're going to have what we would call hatif pata. And that's rare. The rest of the time you're going to see schwa, gamet, herikyod, mem. Okay? And it's going to look like that all the way down the list. Okay? Then there's going to be a bit of a change in sigilant nouns as we go down through here because of that old guttural. And all of the rules, all of the exceptions, well, by and large, all of the exceptions to the rules are going to be centered around the gutturals. Aleph, ayin, chit, ha, okay? And really what we're helping you do here is we're helping you learn how to write Hebrew. Not only read the Hebrew, but write the Hebrew. And not just write the Hebrew in a modern form where you're only using consonants, but writing the Hebrew using both consonants and vowels. And I can't overemphasize this. The only way you're going to learn how to do this is you're going to have to recognize, wait a minute, how did I learn in first and second and third grade? You learned by a process of memorization and phonetics. And you would write out your vocabulary words and 10 or 20 times. And then you would have a spelling bee. And you learn how to not only pronounce it, and of course when you started off, you don't pronounce words the same as you did when you were in second grade. Praise God. You pronounce them more accurately, now more articulately. So it will be also with Hebrew, okay? That is the way your brain is trained to learn a language, because that's how you learned English. And that's the way you're going to best learn the next language, Hebrew or whatever. In the same way, you can't bypass reading it, pronouncing it, and writing it. You have to do that. That's how you learned. You learn to recognize these words like this, primarily from memorizing the word by writing it, hearing it and writing it, and then having to spell it without seeing it. Do the same thing here. That's the way Mansour's is set up. That's why I like it so much, and you'll be successful. So the first word, eriv, and that's evening, and then it's just the plural form is aravim. And so I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to do this slow when I do it. Eriv. Just write out your transliteration. Eriv. And then you look at this. Aravim. And then boy, you've gotten that one before. Yelid. Yelid, which is yelid. And then yeladim. Okay? Yeladim. Okay? Man. Another word for man. There's many words for man. This would be the third word for man in your vocabulary. Okay? Keep those in mind, because that will help you later on go, well, why is the Lord using, for example, Adam here for man? Okay? And instead of, for example, in this particular instance, gever, givarim. Always get you a little bit of a roll on the R. Givarim. Okay? And you'll never forget your herikyod. Herikyod seen over and over again, and you first learned it when you sang the song. Ki tov. Ki. E sound. Okay? That's why going back and singing the song once a week, you do that for a while. You're never going to forget the song. You'll have it all the rest of your life. Okay? King, one that's I'm pretty sure is already one of your vocabulary words. Melech, 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 melech. Okay, and once again, if you can't get the hard ch sound, just keep it soft and let it grow. Melech, get a little ch in there. Melech, huh? And then later on, you'll get it more, you'll get it more guttural in the sound. Melachim, melachim. Once again, if you're having problems with the ch, melachim, then just go melachim, melachim. Try to get a little bit more throaty in there as you go along. Don't overdo it. Melachim, okay? Kerim, vineyard, kerim. Also, remember, doing your transliteration will help you. And using these blank spaces right here out in front of you is a perfect place for, your transliteration. Then when you get to the exercises, try not to, cover up the transliterations. Kerim, keramim, keramim, sefer, a word you're going to hear over and over again because it's book. Sefer, 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 separim, separim, beged, garment, beged, begadim, begadim, geshim, rain. Great word. Use it because it's going to be geshim tomorrow, right? Yeah. And so it's at one point in the not too distant future, I'm going to say, do a translation for it's going to rain tomorrow, and you will be able to do it. Okay, geshim, geshamim, geshim, geshamim, geshamim. It's just like adding an S to our words. It's just adding mim. Okay? Perach, bud, perach. Notice not as much throatiness, perach, wind with a K sound. Perach, perachim, 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 perachim. Just in the distinguishing between the chet and the chaf. Just do this. Give the chet a little bit more of a K sound, okay, and give the kaf a little bit more of a CH sound, okay. Give the kaf a little bit more of a CH sound. Okay, okay. Okay, so perach, perach, perachim, perachim, perachim. So I always try to get the chet. In my way of learning it is to give the ha sound, perachim, and then put a K in there, perachim, perachim. So you got but it's K with a K, with a K, okay, like a cat hissing. Perachim, perachim, okay. Then the next one is sacrifice, word you're going to hear over and over again, see over and over again, rather in the Bible. Sevach, sevach. You notice that you've got your accent. You notice you got your accent, Ariel, because all sigilate nouns, because of the sigil, right? That's why they're called sigilate nouns, because of the sigil. It's accents right there on that first syllable. Okay. That's different, right? Because most of the time the accent's on the last syllable, right? So that's difference here. Si, se, with the syllabus. Sevach. Okay, zevach, zevach, zevachim, zevachim. Not like the chaf, but it would be sevachim, right? Hear that? Sevachim. Sevachim. So you go sevachim, sevachim, sevachim. Just go a K sound. It kind of helps you. Sevachim, sevachim, sevachim. Okay. Then moving on to feminine, because once again you've got to distinguish between your plurals for feminine, as you learned last time, plurals for masculine versus plurals for feminine. Okay, and so these two especially, nefesh and eret, is catches you once again by a bit of surprise because you don't have the gametz hey, and the word for door, delet, is a little bit easier because you've got a tav at the end, which kind of suggests feminine, right? And so you just got to memorize and understand nefesh, which is for soul, is feminine. My soul shall bless the Lord. at all times. Let's see, how does that go? My soul shall make her boast. Yeah, my soul shall make her boast in thee, Lord. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, I'm not a her. Okay? And why is it translated that? Because soul is feminine. So that's why then, because you are a Hebrew speaker now, you recognize, wait a minute, in the context of a masculine, I'm not going to pronounce soul or give a soul a feminine pronoun for myself. I'm going to give the soul, which is by definition or by nature, if you would, of the word, feminine, I'm going to apply it to me, masculine, and I'm going to say my soul shall make his boast in you, Lord. Because, you know, I'm not like a masculine person with a feminine soul. I mean, that's just, because soul, nephesh, which a lot of people don't realize, and I want you to realize this, that nephesh, soul, is literally living being, living person, living being. It's used, you're going to see it over and over again, used in Genesis chapter 1 and 2, and you're going to appreciate it more, especially in the context of it being used for insects and for animals, and understand that we're talking about living beings, and that's one of the primary functions of that word, to describe us as a living being, which is a living being with a body and a spirit. Are you with me? A living being with a body and a spirit. A nephesh, okay, with a body and a spirit. And you already got the word for spirit, ruach, okay, and you're going to learn very soon the word for body. So, nephesh, nefashim. Nephesh, nepashot. That's because it's female, right? Feminine. So now it's going to have the holam vav with a tav. Just like you learned last week or last lecture. And you're going to see that it's going to have basically the same kind of punctuation. It's just that there's no need for a herek yod. Same punctuation, there's no need for a herek yod, because now you got holam vav tav. So feminine is going to go nefashot. 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 Okay? Nefashot. Once again, your transliteration should give that to you. It should be N-E, ne, F-A-S-H-O-T. Nefashot. Okay? Shot. Shot. Ot. Ot is a word. Ot. You've already learned it in your song, right? Ot is a one of those syllables that is very common in the Hebrew language. And for reasons being, it's when you pluralize a noun. Eretz, a word that you've heard over and again now. Eretzot. Eretzot. Zot. Eretzot. Okay, Eretz, Eretzot. Delet, the word for door. Delet, delet. Delet, delatot. 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 A little bit tough for us. We don't have much in our vocabulary in English that has a T-O-T. Delatot. Okay, going up. Take the slide up, please. Now, squeeze it down just a little bit. You're just going to have to memorize these, okay? Who is always he and he is always she. That will help you right there, okay? And you can see who, see that right there? Who is he and he is she. So it's just a little rhyme. Who is he? He is she, okay? So, and then the rest of them, ani, you've already started to get ani. You're going to do more with ani as time goes on. Anoki, which is anochi. That one's a little tough, anochi. But you don't have to pronounce it like that to start with. Anochi. You don't have to pronounce it anochi like that right now. Just go anoki, okay? Anochi. Try to get a ch, C-H, ch. Anochi. Okay, anochi. Ani, anochi. You got to just write them. And then the plural of that is anachnu. You're going to see these over and again. You're going to have these and abbreviations for these over and again. Ata, atim, and you've already encountered both ata and atim. For you masculine, you're going to encounter it a whole lot more. At and atin, all of these are used in modern Hebrew as well, so you get a double bang for the buck here, okay? Just looking at the singular and the feminine, this is a surprise, doesn't it just don't you just hate it when something breaks the rules? Where you've got, a gamet's hey at the end of the pronoun, and that's our signal for feminine, and here it is for in the masculine, pronoun, but that's just the way it is. And you can see it's really easy to pluralize that. It's just, when you see the mem at the end of the word, it's pretty big hint that you got a plural. Most of the time, you see a mem, it's suggesting to you plural, okay? Same thing with that noon like that at the end of the word. It's the feminine plural ending. You're going to see that a bit. At, atim, hu, and then ham. Forgive me, him. What am I looking at that going, what is that? It can be ham. Him. And then, once again, masculine. See the meme, the mem. See the mem? And then you see the noon for the masculine, feminine, hin. Okay? So it's who, him, he, hin. And two of the words that I'm going to hold you responsible for is who is he and he is she. Everybody ought to get that. Okay? Next. Then, this is a great way to begin to practice. And I want to get to the ending here because there's a couple of transliterations I want to help, translations from English to Hebrew that I think really makes the point. And so here we got Moshe-ish, words that you should basically have in your vocabulary. Maybe Moshe, forgive me, Moshe-ish. Maybe Moshe is new to you. Moshe being Moses. And what we always do is the to be isn't given. It's implied. So in this particular instance, because there is no definite article, okay, it's just Moses is a man. Okay? Ani ha'am, I am the mother. Okay? It's im. Okay, I'm like, what's Am's not mother. Okay, sorry, I'm looking at the sere and seeing apata when I'm reading. It's ani ha'im. Im is mother. Okay, ani ha'im. I am the mother because we have the definite article. Okay, ata ha'av. Okay, you, ata. Once again, there's the masculine form, right? Ata. Okay. Ha'av, I am, or you are the father, forgive me. Ata, you are the father. So, and you're just going to have to, might be this role play, ani, ata, and I see, ani, ata, at. Anaknu. Okay? Ani, ata, at. Anaknu. The plural form. Just practice it that way. Call each other you for a while. Hey, ata. Hey, at. What do we got to do to get this? Ani says, come now. Okay. And anaknu zekanim. Anaknu zekanim. And I try to, when I go too fast, slow me down. Anaknu zekanim. Anaknu zekanim. We are old. Once again, are, the to be is implied. Ata ha'ish, you are the man. Once again, because you've got the definite article there, it kind of freezes it in place. I'm gonna show you how the definite article freezes the word in place here in a little bit, especially when you're dealing with nouns and adjectives. Okay? Okay? Hamelech Zakin. The king is old. Hamelech Zakin. Now, the king is old. Not the old king. Okay? For it to be the old king, it would be Hamelech Hazakin. That would be the old king. Okay? When the noun and the adjective are both have the prefix or prefixed with the definite article, then the adjective then now comes before the noun. You switch the places. If there's only one definite article, it freezes the noun or freezes the adjective in place. And that's my best way of remembering it. Okay? Hamelech Hazakin. Okay? Here it is. See, it just did it.
Yeah.
Right below it.
Yeah.
Praise God, I'm right. Okay, let's go on up. The plural forms of, write the plural forms of the following. Okay, to write the plural forms of the following, there's a couple of things I want you to do. First and foremost, you've got to identify what's masculine, right, and what's feminine if you're going to get the ending. The second thing that I want you to do is I don't want you to really necessarily worry or concern yourself about the vowels, even though the vowels are pretty easy. Okay? Remember, what is it going to primarily be? Okay? Go back up to the top and you're going to see it's primarily, forget about the hatif pata. You're primarily going to start off with, in the first place, okay, you're going to start off with the schwa. Okay? Go back up to the top. Go right on back up to the top because I want to show you right back at the top so you can go back in references. Go back to the top. Okay? All the way back to it. Go right there. Okay? You see the schwa? Okay? First place. Second place, gametz. Okay? And then after that, it gets pretty simple because you're remembering that the masculine plural form, okay, is going to be herek, yod, mem. So that's always going to be your final vowel. Okay, so you're just going to, whatever vowel is there, if there is one, you're not going to even think about it because you're just going to go herek, yod, mem. And so you can actually start every word off that way. And then, if you look at the feminine, then you're going to notice that in the feminine plural form, it's basically going to give you the same kind of a situation. You can talk about swa, a gametz, and now what's going to happen is that because now you're going to go to a vowel up here, right? The whole involved, tav, there's not going to be a vowel. And it's just going to be that simple. So it's going to be the same two leading vowels. So I'm just trying to explain this to you because it's good to go ahead and learn how to write in biblical Hebrew. Okay? See that? Those are the same for the plural forms. So you're given, go back to the exercise. So in the exercise, you're given the hard part, okay, which is the starting vowels. That is, those starting vowels emphasize to you and me our need to pronounce things properly so that at least we're close, okay, in our vowels. If we're pronouncing it properly, then we're, you know, some of it we can memorize. Oh, that's a sigilet noun. I know what's going to happen. There's going to be sigol. There's going to be the sigol is going to be there unless I see anywhere a guttural, and then the gutturals are always going to turn sigols into patas, okay? And I'm pretty sure that Mansur did a pretty good job. Mansur did a pretty good job of explaining that, right? There's a little bit of shift when your guttural is all the way at the end. Otherwise, if your guttural is in the middle, I think it's beginning in the middle, it's always pata pata. Okay? And you just kind of, you'll get that and just by use. Once again, you just got to use it. And that's what we're going to be doing in second year is we're going to get right into reading and we're going to be utilizing it. We're going to say, and then we're going to recognize this stuff, okay? I saw somebody the other day writing out, they were writing out their Hebrew consonants. And I said, well, why are you doing that? You really don't really need to be doing that. Now go ahead and write out your vocabulary words, okay? Because then that's going to start you're going to start utilizing those consonants instead of just being stuck, because they're just like, they're so concerned about getting it right. Now, just start writing all your vocabulary. Write everything. As much as possible, write everything, that even the stuff you don't need to write, okay? Okay, so then how easy does it make that? It makes that very easy, because I don't even have to worry about those vowels. Even though if I was going to say to you, don't worry about how you're going to write sefer, it just, well, you've already got it there. If I said, don't worry about how you're going to write it with respect to the vowels, if you were just writing out for me in a sentence, here, this is pretty easy, because you just can ignore all other vowels and plug and chug on what, it looks like for both feminine and masculine. It just takes it, okay? Once again, watch me now. What's going to happen is I'm going to go, how good is my pronunciation? Sefer, okay? Right? So, my pronunciation, I got sefer, right? And all I'm going to do now is, because I've got the plug and chug, schwa gametz. That's all I've got to remember, schwa gametz. Then it's just herik yod mem. And it's the same routine, but write every one of them out. Write every one of them out. It's the same routine, but write every one of them out. That's the only way you're going to learn it. You just keep writing them all out, okay? The next is nachal. Stream, river, right? Nachal. Okay, and I could just do that. I'll give you my shorthand here instead of good printing. But I already know what it is. Schwa, gametz, and herik. So, I mean, that's one way to approach it. There's only one feminine there. Can you recognize which one is the feminine? There's only one feminine in that list. And it is number 5, menorah. Kerim. Kerim, it's vineyard. Right? That's masculine, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure kerim is kerim is masculine. Okay? Which would then simply be without putting the vowels in, right? I made one mistake. Okay, and then schwa, gametz, herik. Okay, so let's just real quickly look at the only feminine, which is menorah, and then you just pronounce it to yourself, menorah. Okay? And get your basic sounds in there. And of course, you know the O has a couple of different appearances, but usually it's going to be the holem vav. Sometimes it could be just the holem by itself. And sometimes it's abbreviated that way, and if you did it that way, it's fine. We would still be pronouncing it. Okay? So there, menorah, right? But now what we're going to do is we're going to make it menorot. Right? Menorahot or menorot. We're going to take and drop the hay, the gametz hay, I'm pretty sure, and just go holem vav tav. Menorot. That's how I pronounce it. Now, I could be wrong. You could look it up. If anybody, let me just look it up. I should have it out here pretty soon. Menorot. I'm right. Okay? Now, that's me just telling you, don't worry about the vowels. Okay? Now, if we were to put the vowels into that, you would think that it would follow the same rules. But because that is menorot. Let me show you why it doesn't. See, this is the rule, right? That's the rule. Schwa gametz is the rule. Schwa gametz, whole and vav top. So let's just go ahead and put schwa in, right? Min, because we can hear min, right? We can hear the E, right? Menorot. But what happens if we put the gametz on the nun? What happens if we put the gametz on the nun? Well, we've got two double vowel. That ain't going to work. So just looking at that just causes you, so you could go ahead and put it there, and then all of a sudden you go, min na o. And there's something going on. Min, that's why you got to pronounce it each time. Min na o rot. Then it got to work. And they say, what's wrong with me? What's going on? And then you say, there's two vowels there. Menorot. And that helps us to work through the process of spelling. Just like we did with everything else. Whether we were doing memorization of the words or spelling purely phonetically, okay, or whether we're doing a combination of the two, or whether you took Emra Fudd's sped reading course like I did, and you still don't even know. But one of my challenges in life is, that's why Daniel Elizabeth, I don't know if you realize this or not, but Pastor Daniel and Pastor Elizabeth both are crazy comedians. They're very, very funny. You have to know them and be around them to realize this. They're some of the funniest people on the earth. They can actually do impersonations of just about everybody perfectly. I mean, even the hardest ones of people that we know. And they go and do their accent, the guys are just blown away. That is perfect, okay? And it's part of the way that they are funny, that there's one accent that they cannot do, and it's me. There's one person on the earth, it's me. And they say, Dad, how are you pronouncing it? How do you spell what you just said? And it's like, I don't even know. Try it. Okay. But yeah, some of us have problems. Okay, going up. Let's do this. Ani ha'ish. Okay? Ani ha'ish. Okay? The hey, or forgive me, the definite article is going to freeze ish into place. I am the man. Okay? I am the man. See that? Yeah. Ani ha'ish. I am the man. Okay? If it was, well, you can't do it that way. But I'll give you some other examples later. Okay? Habeget. Okay? Habeget. Number 2. Okay. Habeget hayofi. And I know that most people pronounce that, or should pronounce that, yafe, or yafe. Okay? Hayafe. I'm pronouncing it the way I learned it in Old Hebrew, yofi, where the gametz actually takes on the O sound. But it's fine for you to say hayafe, okay? Hayafe. So I'm just going to do it the way you've learned it, okay? Habeget hayafe, okay? That is the beautiful garment. Now, the definite article is on both of them. So we're going to take the adjective, and it's now going to modify the noun. It's going to be before the noun. Okay, are you with me? The beautiful garment instead of the garment is beautiful. For it to be the garment is beautiful, it would have to be like this. Habeget yofi, or yafe. Now that's the garment is beautiful. The definite article throws it into position. You get what I'm saying? Hopefully I think if I could just get this across, I probably would have done something pretty good. Oh, here we go. Here's the next one. Here it is. Number 3. Lo and behold. Habeget yafe. And honestly, I just was not, when I said that, I really wasn't aware that that was going to be our third one. So I don't even have to go over it right there, right? Because it's the beautiful, the garment is beautiful. Ha'etz katan. The tree is small, or the tree is little. Ha'etz katan. The tree is little. And of course, you guys could be checking me. I should be checking me, eh? You can say the tree is little or the tree is small, okay? Then it's hasusa, hatova. Hasusa, hatova, okay? We got the feminine forms there. Don't forget that. The gamet's hey at the end of each one, because both the noun and the adjective have to have the same ending. And so we're not looking at the good horse, okay? But we're looking at the good mare, right? Because it's feminine, right? So hopefully you're getting this, okay? I'm running out of time, but hadelet ketana. Why do we change ketan to ketana? Okay? Because it's feminine. Hadelet, delet is feminine, right? Hadelet. So we got to make sure that the adjective is feminine as well. Hadelet ketan. Okay? The door is small. Okay? Now, we'll come back to these. Let's just go all the way to the end, because I want to make sure you get your we could come back to this. Because these are great right there. A good book, the book is good, the books are good, the good books. Just look at the translation of those, and you'll see what I'm saying about the definite article, freezing it into place, and then you know how to translate it properly, right? Very important. So rapid reading, real quick. Okay, I'm going to try to go slow. Ze Sefer Toldot Adam Beyom Bero Elohim Adam Bedmot Elohim Asa Oto. Now, we want to try to go a little faster each time. Ze Sefer Toldot. These are the books. Right there. These are the books of the generation. Forgive me, not these. Forgive me. This is the book of the generation. Okay? Ele, if it's these. Ze, if it's this. This is the book of the generation. The generation. Ot? Generation or generations? Generations. Ot. Yaled. I'm going to teach you how to find the root. Where was the original root? Yalid. Yalad. Okay? To give birth. Toldot. Generations of Adam. These are the generations of Adam. In the day, God created, Bero, God created Adam. In Tomot, Bed Tomot, you learn that the Bet with a Herrick has actually absorbed the definite article. That shows me that it absorbed the definite article. So it's not just in, but it's in the. Herrick gives me that indication. So this is the book of the generations of Adam in the day God created God Adam in the likeness of God, made he him. Because you haven't learned, I don't know have you learned this yet or not, but the Holam Vav at the end is the third person masculine singular. So it's ot, ot-o, 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 ot-o. In the day, it made he him. So we got the bringing together of two third person masculine singulars. You see that? Well, you'll see it later. But just what I want you to do is there's a lot, what you have learned right now will really help you work through, if you're working with your vocabulary, where you can translate that. I'm going to say it one more time. Ze Sefer Toldot Adam Beyom Baro Elohim Adam betmot Elohim asa oto. And you learn those vowels in Psalms 136. I'm going to do it one more time for you. Ze sefer toldot. Adam beyom bero. Elohim Adam betmot. Elohim asa oto. Attempt to get that fast. You don't need to go any faster than that. Once again, do your transliteration. Work with your transliteration till it sounds similar to that. Also, I think I told you about one Hebrew reading software that you can download called Kai. And if you don't know that one, maybe I could bring it and show it to you next time. Love all of you guys. Keep working at it. Bless you. Okay. Question?